It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the chairman of the Bermuda Track and Field Association, Donna Watson, and also Mr. Tony Bean. Tony, many of you may have met if you're involved with athletics in the Island Games. He's been there, you see him coaching and running around with a camera, which seems to be Tony's other job. Donna was in herself well, Tony was a good athlete, but Donna was
better.
Donna was certainly one of Bermuda's best track athletes. She's now the chairman of the Bermuda Track and Field Association and has done a fantastic job of turning it around. They just had a stunningly successful Caribbean Youth Games here, which was on the CD, which packed the stadium for 3 days. So fantastic job. 500 athletes coming in from all over the Caribbean. So, Donna.
Okay, good afternoon all. Good afternoon. Hopefully you're all looking forward to the Island Games as we are. As I tell people, I seem like I go from one event to the next. It's just continuous, but that's fine. It's, as John says, keep me a little bit fit. Basically, with the Island Games, as I've had discussions with Tony, the Island Games will run for 5 days. The track and field portion, 6 days, the track and field portion of it. As you see, we do have a fully certified tartan track, 400-meter track. So all of the events will mainly take place in here. We've got the high jump area. We have pole vault, if pole vault is going to be contested in the Island Games. We've got all of the throwing events.
With one
hammer. Right, we're not going to do hammer.
We're not doing hammer.
Yeah, we're not doing hammer. The way that I visualize the track and field, the whole environment is, I'm not 100% sure what's going to be happening at the lower track. During Carifta, the lower stadium, the grass track was used as a warm-up track for the athletes. And John, you can correct me if I'm wrong. There may be some other activity that's happening there.
We're looking for the schedule to try and balance it out.
Okay.
Because obviously we will play football down there, but you also need it for warm-up. So
yes.
we're going to work on that.
Yeah, so basically, if we can get that, basically the athletes will warm up at the lower track. And the way that we have it set up, we'll have a 200-meter track marked out down there. We'll have the throwing area marked out so the athletes can warm up. And the reason we would prefer to use that versus the hockey, because I know some athletes like to put their spikes on and just do some run-throughs when they're warming up, and we would not be able to use the hockey stadium for that. What I envision using the hockey field for, and none of the Sean or nobody's here, Travis is here, I didn't even see Travis, is basically the way we had it set up. We had tents lined up along for the athletes to relax, for all of the liquids to be there, all of the physios, so we had tents, so you have physios lined up. So I think we can probably put that, no tents. No tents at all? No? Okay, so we won't be able to do that. So I guess we will use down there at the other side, because I'm sure all sports would need to use physios anyway, so we'll probably just have a bunch of tents lined up for physios, for the athletes again, so that we can have all of the beverages there at all times for the athletes, because the difference between Island Games and Carifta is going to be the weather and the temperature. Carifta was held in April. I hate to say this, but it was horrible weather. It was cold, it was windy, but the athletes still need liquid, whereas with Island Games being held in the middle of the summer, we're going to definitely need to make sure that we have liquids there. We're going to have liquids set up up here also. We also had a media area set up so that when the athletes finish competing, they could go off if the media wants to take pictures and so on and so forth. So we have all of that set up. We also brought in the actual seating, as you see, are still there from Carifta. Travis, stand there forever?
No, just waiting online.
Okay, but we'll probably look at bringing that in. One of the things, and John and I had a discussion, because as he said, we had the stadium packed. It was packed on this side, it was packed on that side. And I think the trick to packing the stadium is marketing. I already see the banners around town real early, but the banners are there. But I think marketing the event, finding out what athletes are coming to the island and so on and so forth, and getting the public involved and getting the public in the know of the event. I know they know of the event, But if we really want to pack this thing into track, because I know there's going to be several other events going on at the same time, it's about marketing. Marketing the event, marketing the times, and really pumping it up. And I think we can do the same thing with Island Games that we did with Carifta by just pushing the event as much as we can. But as I said, we have the facilities, we have officials, we have several of our officials certified, so we will have certified officials, we will have automatic timing for the event. All of the equipment that is required, we already currently have. I just need to check with between Attorney and John just to make sure that we have all of the correct sizes for Island Games, because they may be a slight bit different. With Carifta being a youth event, we had some sizes for the youth, so we just need to double check to make sure that the implements that we have in place are the correct sizes. But other than that, because it's right on the cusp of Carifta, we basically have everything that will be required for Island Games, and we'll kind of use the same template that we have for Carifta, the same officials and so on and so forth. So it will make everything much easier for us from a track standpoint. Because we've done it a year in advance, then we will be able to just use and utilize the same thing that we did for Carifta.
Donna, can you give them an idea of the size of Carifta compared to what we think the track and field by itself
Yes.
in the NatWest Island Games is going to be?
For track and field, for the Carifta Games, there were 26 countries that participated, and we had around 500 athletes that participated in the Carifta Games. How many do we anticipate, John, for Island
It
Games?
won't be 500.
Won't be very.
It will be as much. So if it's
Funny
less,
enough, I said it and nobody listened. An attractive woman says it and Scopey's getting on.
But then I would never believe you.
No, nobody
about
ever believes it.
225. Okay. Well, 225. We definitely can handle it quite comfortably. Like I said, we will definitely have automatic timing. And as I said, for us this is very easy because we've done it, and we just basically will do the same thing that we did. The only thing, of course, is we had it for 3 days, so we've got to try to stretch it for 6 days to make sure that we can get all of the officials on board. So we've already discussed with the officials, that we're going to be using them for Island Games, so it's not going to be something that they're going to say, oh, you didn't tell me. So they already are aware of it. The only difference is that it's going to be a 6-day period versus a 3-day period. But I don't anticipate any problems at all.
Is there a
Any
chance
questions?
that, or saying if you're trying to stretch it out, why not condense it so it's a 5 day so that people have a day off? That's the only other thing. We could.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah.
Because it'd be nice for people to have
I
a day
think
off.
the reason it was 6 was the numbers that we had at other
Right,
events.
okay.
We don't have the same numbers out of White, then we can do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We
can make that
we
up.
can condense the schedule, because I'm sure having track over a 6-day period is probably
Yeah.
stretching it. Whereas I'm sure we can combine it and put multiple events versus having 2 or 3 events in one night. We can have 5 events in one night.
One of the reasons stretching is that some of our competitors are doing 100 meter, 200 meter long jump, triple jump, and high jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not coming for just one event. They're
Okay.
coming for 2 or 3. So
Right.
you have
Okay.
to put that together, and
Yeah.
you lose competitors.
But I guess what we can do, and Tony and I can work, and I think we kind of started it, is to work on the schedule and then get it out for everyone to view it, and then you can look at an athlete who's going to participate in more than one event to make sure that the timing is sufficient for them to be able to compete in multiple events.
What about a half marathon?
Okay, before we go there, we need to talk, because one of the considerations, I think you may have mentioned this, was doing it as the last event,
Right.
which would allow somebody who's coming in to do triathlon to do a half marathon as well if they wish to. So that's what we're looking at.
That has to be talked about because they say in Bermuda we don't have a closed course for it, so we're gonna think of other things like traffic and all that other stuff
Closing
depending
roads.
on the race time. So that's something we're discussing right now about that.
And the important thing about that is the timing of it. I mean, we'll either look at it early morning or late evening, and not only just because of traffic, but also because, as I said, you see the temperature. There's no way we're gonna have nobody 12 o'clock midday running a half marathon. We'll definitely have to have St. John's ambulance somewhere available. So it'll either be early morning or late afternoon, and depends on which day we choose. But we would have to work very, very closely with the police service to get them to close off roads. Well, not even close off roads, but to make sure that the area is going to be sufficient for the athletes to run without cars and, you know, accidents and all of that type of stuff that we would have to look at. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, I heard that.
yeah.
John, you have to take into consideration as well that some of the triathletes might be doing either the time trial or some mountain biking event.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, yeah,
Yes.
And also for your
that's what we're
benefit,
trying to.
because if you
That's,
use the same officials for the half marathon and the
but we also had people asking if we could put the half marathon at the end
the
so
very
that they
end,
could
just
do.
before
So
the
I mean,
end.
we can't please everybody, but that's what we want to look and see what we can do.
So say it's something that has to be considered.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry,
for
Juanita's
safety
making a
wise.
point. Sorry, Tony. The three sports are actually talking to each other to see the best fit for everybody.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that our competitors need for the half marathon is to know what time of day is it going to be.
Yes.
And
Oh, definitely.
if there is going to be like very hilly because all of them is flat as a pancake.
Oh, it's going to be hilly.
It's gonna be
Compared
hilly.
to all the rest, it's gonna be hilly.
Yes, I can tell you, whatever course we choose, it's
will be hilly.
gonna be hilly, and I don't know where they're anticipating having the closing ceremony, but I would think, if it's gonna be here, that we will probably finish the half marathon here, so I could assure you, if it's gonna finish here, it will be a hilly course.
Yeah, I've got a course in
Yeah.
mind, but it's, as I said, just got to work on it to see when we can do it. So otherwise, it's gonna be a hilly course. It's Bermuda.
No, we won't be able to do this.
Nothing major, but
Unless you wanna see the same stretch. Run back
no,
and forth, South Shore.
like 10 miles going uphill. No.
Okay, anything else from anybody?
Any other questions?
What sort of time are you thinking of starting in the morning? I'm thinking about
the
the
half
temperatures.
marathon?
No, just the general.
No, the track, we will probably start, look at 8:30, 9 o'clock at the most, because we want it to be finished before midday. My preference, like I say, now
12:30
by 11ish, 11:30, that we should have the morning session finished, and then the afternoon session would start like around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Because it starts to cool down a bit around that time.
When do you think you'll have the program put together?
Well, sorry, I don't want to step in, but it's the kind of rock and a hard place situation. You know,
That's it.
if we know who's coming, we can make the program. But having said that, we intend, where are we? By early next week, if not before you leave, to have put what we see as the program out, and so you can take it back with you, or at least you'll have it when you get back.
Tentatively, we're going to try and have the half marathon at the end. We're trying. But I say it's something that the other sports of.
But yeah, sorry, Gary meant the whole.
You're talking about just you're talking about track and field
Track
shot.
and field.
Yes,
Track and field
specific,
shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah, we're gonna try and get that for you.
okay.
Okay.
So what I've been looking at is the schedule that's on the bylaws, and go with the half marathon at the end. Hopefully, we can do that. So it'll generally be around like that schedule.
Okay.
So if you want to look see what the schedule is, we can generally go by what that is. Generally, maybe a few tweaks here and there.
I'm just thinking 10k, half marathon, steeplechase. Just
Yeah.
so that
Usually,
Yeah,
if the half marathon's first, the 10K will be last. If or vice versa. So,
Anything else?
any other questions?
I'd
Oh,
like
can
to
I ask about water for every venue? It's
Yeah,
just
that's
a
all
point.
been done.
Yeah.
I mean, we're used to
Free
having to do
water.
it, so.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Donna and Tony once again for all their hard work. They do a terrific job for us, so thank you very much. Just a little point of interest, if you may be interested, Usain Bolt beat or set the new world junior record here
200 meters.
in Carrickford, what was that?
2004.
In 2004.